What's up, guys? Mark here with another edition of Mark's Remarks for February 27th, 2014. And so much to talk about today, so we're just going to get right into it. A lot of news today. I figured, we haven't done a news episode in a while, and so I figured I'd talk about what's got me interested right now. So Crispin Glover talked with IGN. I'm a big IGN frequenter, and I don't know the right word for that. And what was cool about the interview he had is that he talked about what it was like on Back to the Future. Well, less about like what it was like to be on it, and just things he I don't know, he kind of like he was like talking about how he used to watch movies when he was a young actor, and they were movies from the 60s, and he said the thing he loved about those movies was the fact that those, he didn't mention any specific movies, but he was saying, those movies like question things. They question things. They brought points to light, real things, not just movies based for entertainment. And so when he said he was a young actor and was proud to be in that industry, but he said when he was a young actor and started doing movies, he said that he noticed that like none of the movies he was doing were delivering these same kinds of messages. And he said specifically Back to the Future, it's a beloved classic. It's something, a lot of people, forever. That movie's gonna last forever. It stood the test of time. It's stronger now than I think it has ever been, except for when it first came out. Maybe I don't think they realized back then how much of a cult following it would have. But he was talking about how, he questioned a lot of things about that movie because, he said he liked that the characters were, Marty was able to go back in time and essentially fix things to make it where him and his family would have a better life. And, he questioned that, it's basically saying that if you're not happy with your life, it's you should have been able to, not that you should be able to go back and fix it, but that you definitely did something wrong, that it has nothing to do with luck, or just things that may have happened, which could be true. But he said his biggest issue was the monetary value. He's got no problem with George McFly coming back and being happy that he's an author now, or just their life, or him and Lorraine being like in love, like genuinely in love now, instead of just being there. He said, but obviously in the future, or not in the future, but back in the present, once he's gone back to the past, George McFly is now a published author, so obviously they're more wealthy, they're dressed better. Their house is nicer, still the same house, but it's nicer, and then Marty McFly goes and he's got this truck that's worth a lot of money, and he says he was never happy with the fact that the movie basically advertised, money equals happiness. It should be happiness equals happiness. Like what you pursue is what makes you happy. If what you pursue, do what you want to do because it makes you happy, and then the money will follow. Is what he's saying. So it was an interesting way to look at the movie. That something that it is a family movie, and I love them, but at the same time, when you think about it, it is kind of more about at least the first one. Well, second one too, because he does the almanac thing, but there's more of a message there about that he shouldn't do that because he didn't build the time machine for financial gain. And I'm wondering if that's something that was brought up in the first one, and so then that's why they really hit it hard in the second one, was that it's like, I didn't build the time machine for financial gain. I bought a time machine, or I built a time machine to travel through time. Like they were trying to shove that down, that the whole movie's not supposed to be about getting more money or doing stuff like that to make your life better. It's supposed to be about like just finding happiness where it may be. So I thought that was interesting, because it's a movie that I love and I've seen countless times, and it's a movie that's old, and yet there's still more than one way to look at it. And so I thought that was really cool that it got me thinking about something that I've thought a lot about. I've thought about the movie a lot, and I got to think about it in a new way. And, it doesn't ruin the movie or anything. It's just another way to think about it. And the IGN editors were thinking the same thing, that they were like, it's a movie that I've always known and seen a million times. And that's, it's an interesting, I never thought about it that way. So, I thought that was really cool. So, moving forward, they announced that Fast 7 was going to start shooting again in spring, since they're, due to Paul Walker's death, they went on a little bit of a hiatus, which obviously no problem with that. The movie's supposed to come out this summer, and now they're going to be shooting it when it was supposed to be released. But I say take all the time you need. They're more than just actors coming together. They're all friends. This is the 7th movie, and they're supposed to even be continuing even further. So I know it was like a huge hit, And so that's supposed to come out April of 2015. And so look out for that. I know I will be, because I'm a huge Fast and Furious fan. And then another thing, Kevin Spacey basically said that when asked about Jesse Eisenberg taking over the Lex Luthor role, he basically said, I think he's going to fucking own it. And it makes me so happy, because, Kevin Spacey, he's a classy guy. He's not going to say, I was Lex Luthor first. He's not going to Jack Nicholson it. They should have asked me to do it again. Like, nobody wants you to do it again, Jack Nicholson. Calm it down. And I think so too. I want to do an episode based on just how I feel right now about superhero movies, because I'll tell you right now, I don't feel a whole lot about superhero movies right now, but that's another episode for another time. But if there's any superhero movie I'm looking forward to, it's definitely Batman versus Superman, because it is the movie with the most mystery. Everybody's wondering how Ben Affleck's going to do. I think he's going to do good. They're not going to put it out there if he's not going to be good. They're not going to be like, you know what, Ben Affleck totally sucks, but we're just going to release it anyways. I think it's going to be good. It's come a long way since Daredevil. He didn't freaking make Daredevil. He acted, I'm assuming, the way they told him to act. So he did the best with what he had, I guess you can kind of say. And then now with Jesse Eisenberg, taking Lex Luthor and making him they're not. See, I don't know a lot about comic books. I will not be the first guy to tell you that I grew up as a comic book fan, and I'll save that for that episode as well. But I don't read comic books, So, but they're having him as a tatted up street punk that's just super smart, and I don't know. I think I'm with Kevin Spacey. I think he's gonna fucking own it. So that's cool. And then the last bit of news here is it's less about the news and more about the consoles themselves, and that's Wolfenstein is going to be in 1080p and 60 frames on both consoles. I could give a shit about Wolfenstein. I don't really care. But what I do care about is, people are pitting everyone's pitting these two consoles together, the PS4 and the Xbox One. And the thing is obviously so far PlayStation has been the clear winner, and as far as sales and power and stuff like that. But it's just it's been said a million times before, it's not supposed to be about the graphics. It's supposed to be about the games. And so I'm going to talk on the other side for once. I'm always, I have a PS4, and I've been very pro PS4, but I'm starting to get a little bit of Xbox One envy. Like I said, I could give a shit about graphics. I don't really care that much. I heard Tomb Raider runs at 30 frames on the Xbox One, but then I heard it looks better. And I played Tomb Raider on PS4, and I thought that it didn't look that great at 60 frames because I thought it was a little too shaky. The camera was a little too realistic, and it just didn't look how I thought the game was supposed to look. And but Xbox One, everyone says I've had a lot of people say that Dead Rising 3 wasn't a super great game, but at least it's a game I would have liked to play. I heard Rise was freaking terrible, so I don't care about that. But now Xbox One is getting Titanfall. Eventually they're gonna get Halo. I'm just sitting there, they got Plants vs Zombies. I got Plants vs Zombies for Xbox, obviously, but I'm just sitting here going, PlayStation, we get Infamous. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I don't know anything about PlayStation brand really. I'd never had a PS3 until like a month and a half ago. So I don't know anything about the Infamous series. So it's hard to get excited about Second Son. It looks cool, but am I gonna enjoy it? A guy who's never played any of the Infamous games, I don't know. But the reason I bring it up with Wolfenstein is now Wolfenstein gets to be one of the first games to come out to basically say, that it's running the same on both consoles. So take it for the game, not take it as what console it looks better as. It looks the same. How is the actual game? Not the game is, whatever. But I got it for PS4, so I got the crappy version, or I got it for Xbox One, so I got the crappy version. People will be able to judge it on the actual game itself, and so I think that's cool. And I think over time, the developers are going to be able to figure out more about the consoles, and be able to push them more to their potential. We have games like Plants vs Zombies is a good example, but Last of Us and Grand Theft Auto 5, the graphics on those games are amazing. And yet you go back and you play the first Dead Rising for Xbox 360 and you're like, what the hell is this shit? Damn, this game looks like fucking bullshit. So it shows that they learn more and are able to do more. So I'm excited to see 5 years from now what the games are going to look like, because they're going to make games like Battlefield 4 and The Witcher 3 probably look like garbage. So we'll see. But as far as PlayStation goes, they are killing it with that instant game collection. I've been loving that instant game collection. So the games coming out in March are PS4. We're getting Dead Nation, which is a PS3 game, but it's coming with I believe all the DLC. It's like a top-down shooter. I didn't play it much. It was one of the free games when PlayStation Network got hacked, but I ended up not getting it. So for PlayStation 3, we're getting Tomb Raider, and I'm thinking, what the hell? I just freaking played it on, PS4, but no grief there, because I rented it in a drought where there was no other games to play, so it took one of my rentals, but it wasn't a big deal, and I got to play it, and it looked beautiful. So I'm glad I got to play the PS4 version. I'm probably not going to play the PS3 version. Thomas Was Alone for PS3 is going to be free. I've never heard of Thomas Was Alone at all. So cool. And then the other one is Lone Survivor. I think that's that really like white and gray game where you're just like by yourself and you're just like climbing on stuff. I think I played it for like 20 minutes and I was like, this is gay. I don't know. It's supposedly it's supposed to be pretty cool. And so I'll probably give it another chance now. I think I was playing it for PC. And then for the Vita, you're getting Unit 13. Again, never owned a Vita, so I don't know. Apparently, it's a really, really unappreciated first-person shooter. So if you have a Vita, that'll be a cool game to check it out. Other than that, that's it for today's episode. Just some news, a lot of stuff going on, and a lot to know. Also, in July, I believe it's in July, the Screw Attack Gaming Convention is going to be happening. I'm thinking about going this year. So if anybody goes to that and they can tell me if it's cool or not, that'd be cool, because I really don't know what it's like. The only convention I've ever been to was BlizzCon. I'll be honest, is pretty damn boring. I'm a WoW player I was a WoW player at the time and stuff like that, so it's not that I wasn't interested in the content. It's just waiting in lines, and it doesn't sound like SGC is going to be like that. So let me know if you've been, and again, thanks for watching the episode. Thanks for watching all the episodes, if you watch them all. It sounds like a lot of people are, so that's cool. Thanks for clicking on them. Thanks for clicking on any Nerd Herded videos. We work hard, and gonna be putting in some more work to get some more videos out, and Aaron will be coming back, and we'll hopefully be able to get some videos done. And shout out to Ronald Jenkins, ronaldjenkins.com, for providing this dope background music. If you guys want to check him out, he does all his work by himself, and he creates some dope tracks. Other than that, I guess I will see you guys tomorrow. I'm out.